Alright. Let's get this party started. And before we actually do this, I want to get this done before I forget. Yeah. Because I spent a few days after the stream on Monday. Hey, Keever. I spent I don't really remember how much time I actually spent trying to find what the last 3 heart pieces was missing were. It took me a while to find them, but I finally actually have a list of it. And they're some of the more obscure ones. And, of course, one of the ones I don't have was one that got lost when the game crashed and all that. Or, no, it was when I forgot to save on it and I closed the game. So 2 of them are going to be... Oh, well, thank you for mentioning that. I totally forgot to bring that up. Sorry. Oh. I don't know why, but I totally forgot about that. Thank you for telling me. Alright. Well, thank you, Keever. Because apparently, for some reason, I forgot to go and get this one at the treasure shop. Or, no, I didn't forget. I forgot to come back and get it, is more or less the case. Let's pay the money. Again, it's on this side. I'm not entirely sure why. This is going to be on the right again, then. Oh, no, it actually switched it up. Oh, it's on this side again. This is like the cheapest thing to do, but unless you're willing to do 50-50 shots the entire time, this is the easiest way to get the heart piece. Oh, me. I've done it before, but you usually use a good bit of money to do it. So that was one of them. The other one is another one as a kid. I gotta go to the forest. Because I totally... that is one I actually never did get, because for some weird reason. Good grief, you forget how many doors you go through in that. And we gotta make it day to actually get out. Well, I don't have to make it day. Well, you know what? Why am I walking all the way over there? Seriously, I can warp over there. I mean, it would make sense. Alright, I have no doubt that Nintendo's gonna get upset that this thing's playing the song at this point. Gosh. Alright, the other one that I don't have is going to be the one where you're playing, I think it's like 3 or 4, I think it's 3 sets of songs with the Skull Kids. For some reason, that's one I missed. It was funny, because I was trying to figure out which ones I didn't get, so I was going through all the old footage to see which ones I missed. Oh gosh, that took a while, but for some reason I walked right past this place and just didn't get it. I don't know why, but... Follow along with our song on the Ocarina, we'll lead you into it. And this is where you gotta pay attention. Good grief. Oh my. Oh, there might be some more people coming in. I'm seeing it where it's kind of going between 3 and 4 and all that, but... For a little bit, you were the only one. Alright. Up, down, up. That's the thing about this one heart piece, you have to concentrate a lot. Alright, that's the second one. And I believe, yeah, it's just 5 rupees. And you gotta play it again. Oh boy. Alright, we'll lead you. Alright. As long as it stays easy, I don't mind, but I know it's not going to. It's a lot of directions. Good grief. Of course there has to be one more note. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's the A. There we go. Good grief. Oh my goodness. This one is a bit ridiculous. And the other one is, I believe, tied to being an adult. Actually, it's not. I can actually get it as a kid. It technically would be easier if I'm an adult, but you know what? Forget it. We're gonna do it as a kid. Okay. So, the last one's actually in the graveyard. Another one I forgot to get. One I just kind of didn't really even think about. And it's with this grave over here. Oh gosh, of course. That whole thing. Let's... Oh my goodness. The kid. He's annoying. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, that was not what I was intending. Yeah, please just... Don't even worry about me. Oh. Game? Game. Stop. Sometimes going into these graves is a little bit difficult. I don't know why they make it that difficult, but they do. There we go. I think I might have come in here, but I forgot to actually play the Sun song, or I didn't have it. I can't remember. And this is where the last one is. Oh, me, oh my. There we go. That is the last heart piece of the game. Now we can go finish the Spirit Temple. I feel better about it now. Gosh. Now I don't need this giant list of me trying to go through all of those. Yeah. And unless I need to do any kid stuff for Skulltulas, I think I'm done being a kid. Like, actually done this time. Well, I actually can't remember even how to do that one song again. Just trying to remember these songs is ridiculous. I don't know why. This one time I'm playing through it, I've had some issues trying to remember what song was what. Or how to play them. I used to be able to do it pretty easily. Alright, while it's dark, let's see if I can't get the Skulltula hanging out in the, near the oasis. Because he's hanging out in the tree over here. Really? Of course you... Oh my goodness, that's where it is. Of course, as soon as I go to actually get the Skulltula, it turns to day. Oh. Alright. These levers can go away. Oh my goodness, really? What was that, Link? Hello, Link? There we go. He was not wanting to use the hook shot at all. Don't know what was going on with that. That should be all over. Yep, that's all in the Haunted Wasteland. Gerudo Valley, Fortress, Lake Hylia, Lon Lon Ranch. The only one that doesn't have all of them is the market, which is cool. We are almost done with the Skulltulas as well. And most of the one... There's 5 left. I know there's at least 2 that you get as an adult. I think there's actually 3. Alright, now to do the adult portion for all this. I was looking at it, and there's actually not too many areas for the adult to go through, because you're kind of going through the kids part as well. Well, somewhat, not really. But it's more or less that shared room in the middle. Really? Alright. Alright, let's go for... Huh? Both of them open, but... Yeah, you want to come in here first. Okay. Later. Ah, really? Game? There we go. Ah, me. And this spawns big treasure chest. I believe this, if I'm recalling correctly, this is just the compass. Yep. And let's just not even worry about the wolfos, just let them stay in the sand pit. And this room. So much fun. Nope, not quite. I am gonna have to put on the hover boots for that. Oh, no. Let's go backward. There we go. Alright. That's not cool, but... I believe there's also a silver rupee behind here more than there is the Skulltula. It might be just the Skulltula. Yeah, it's just the Skulltula. How about that? And that's gonna open the... Of course, the camera angle is just a bit ridiculous, but it's whatever. You know what? I'm taking the hover boots off. Oh my goodness. Of course, I walked right into that. I don't know why I didn't do anything about that. Yeah, I know. I got him. You can give me back my shield and my tunic, please. If you try to open this, you get a key. I actually thought there was a little bit more in there, but apparently not. Yeah, all the rest of it's higher up. Ah. Was I incorrect? No, this temple actually does have those trick chests in here. They certainly do, it's just not right here. Alright, let's put the shield back on, at least. And... don't need it really... oh yeah. Gonna need the Lens of Truth for the... Wall Master or Master Hand that tends to show up in this room? Oh, come on. Oh, this is gonna be the Shadow Temple over again. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to go through all of these to actually get to the correct one. But, well, keep on pushing it, Link. Yeah, all of these, I believe, are either trick chests or they give you absolutely nothing, so I'm not gonna actually open them. You're the live one. Okay. There is a treasure chest over there. Is it? Yeah, that's the rusted switch. For that's fantastic, but that does nothing when it comes to me trying to find out what's the best way to go about finding that chest that said it was there. Oh, and the lighting on this is so great that you have to kind of guess where the... you have to guess where that chest is because of how dim this whole room is lit. Never understood why they had to do... why they decided to do that, but they did. Oh, that was the last one. Alright, so we got 3 more out there. Outside of here. 2 of those are going to be... well, at least one of them is going to be in the market area. Believe you... yeah, you open it this way. The shortcut. It's shortcut. Good grief. Oh, you don't have to go through the whole adult portion again just to get to that one room in case something happens. And if anything was to say about the Shadow Temple, I want to do that. Oh my goodness. I hope that doesn't happen today. I really don't want that happening again. That was embarrassing. Alright. There we go. I believe that's going to be all that I need those for. Again, I'm not sure what that chest on the map's going on about. It's probably not terribly important since I already got the other stuff in the dungeon. Oh, now it shows itself? Okay, fine. I'll buy it. What is it? A 5 rupee. Good grief, there's so many 5 rupees in this... in chests, it's ridiculous. Well, I know what I'm doing to all 3 of them. If it actually hits all 3, I'm not sure if it will or not. It should. Well, I say that and it did absolutely nothing to this guy. Yeah, it's weird. You can play the Song of Time, and a thing will appear for it, but I never understood why you would need it. I guess if you were wanting to kill them without using Dense Fire, you could go about it that way, but I don't know why you would. Oh, fantastic, this room. I can't believe that's like half my reaction for this. It's like, oh, this room. Alright. I'm trying to think if... Yeah, I believe this is the Iron Knuckle room. I'm trying to think if I want to be silly about it again or not. Or am I actually going to be, like, legitimately trying to fight it? Oh, why not? Let's be silly again. Well, then again, I only have 12 of these. I'll just use them until I run out. I don't know why I find this fun, but if you really don't feel like fighting the Iron Knuckle, you could just spam Bomb Shoe until you're done. And if you have the upgraded bomb bags, you can carry up to 40. There we go. It wasn't much, but it's still fun to do that. I don't need any Bomb Shoe for the rest of the temple. I don't believe so anyway. If I do, well, then my bad. And oddly enough, you can actually long shot over to the other chest and go through the kids portion of that dungeon, of the dungeon. Oh yeah, well, let's just go ahead and equip the Mirror Shield, because we're gonna need it for pretty much the rest of the game anyway. There's not a reason to take it off. Alright. I will say, I like the idea of the Mirror Shield, it's just the whole mechanic behind it is just not my favorite. Having to reflect light off of it to open doorways and all that. That, in Majora's Mask, they made it even more annoying when you had to try to do that with the, those ridiculous mirrors and all that in the stone tower. That was my... I will say that was my least favorite dungeon in the game. The stone towers. I believe... Can't remember if there's something important in here or not. I want to say there is. It's either just a key or the boss key. That is the boss key. Alright. I want to say it's the... yeah. I don't know why I didn't just go ahead and put that one. It's whatever. I'm just not worried about it. I don't know why they just don't have the eye switch turn off the flame, but okay. There's so much just weird design decisions, well, just decisions in the puzzles that just don't really make much sense. That it either just doesn't do much, or it just seems pointless. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Link? Link. Grab it, please. Thank you. Oh my goodness. No. There's no... and I honestly don't know what else to say about this dungeon. It's just... it's alright. Like... I don't mind doing the whole like this kind of light puzzle. It's actually fine. But I guess my opinion about the mirror shield soured by Majora's Mask because they made it such a ridiculous thing. And a third iron knuckle, which is just fantastic. Oh, hello! It just... oh... I don't even know. These two are something else.
What an outrageous fellow he is, to intrude so boldly in our temple. We should teach this outrageous fellow a lesson. Oh, loyal minion.
It's a really special looking iron knuckle, but
destroy this intruder on our behalf.
And somehow they're able to shrink themselves and vanish. I never understood that, where it's like, I'm gonna shake this axe at you! Okay, that was my fault. I should have actually stepped back. There we go. Such an easy fight. And Link not being surprised at all. That or he's not showing any emotion in this.
Where am I? Well, Oh well, looks like she's back to normal, Kumi. She's just a little girl, but she commands a lot of respect amongst the Gerudo. Maybe we should make her work for the great Ganondorf for a little while longer. Then we should brainwash her again.
Alright. And their spellcasting sound is just really weird. I'm just putting that out there. And oh my gosh. Because that's going to be something you hear so much in this boss fight. It's ridiculous. I never... like, why have the voice actor do that of all things, that noise of all things for the spellcasting? I don't know. It's just a really bizarre noise.
Look at that stupid kid. He came all the way on his own to offer himself as a sacrifice to Ganondorf. With my flame, I shall burn him to the bone. With my frost, I'll freeze into his soul.
And the laughing is something you'll hear a lot too. Oh, fantastic. Twin Rova. And for the most part, this boss fight ain't that bad, but it's just really jank sometimes. Oh, really? Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Trying to... There you go. You ran right into it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, is she staying still? Because that would be fantastic. Yes. She just stood there while she saw me actually aiming my shield at her. Oh, fantastic. That's really nice of you. Ow. It petered out right as I was gonna hit her with the flames. Fine. There you go. Just kind of walking to each corner because I'd rather not get hit. Oh. Navi, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Now... oh my goodness. There we go. I was just trying to turn the camera and she decides to lock onto him. That's the last thing you want to do. Oh. Well, there wasn't any way I was going to get done doing that. Oh. Yep. Alright. You need to... oh my goodness. I actually hit... oh, okay. I'm not sure how that worked out, but I'm not gonna complain.
Oh, okay, Kumi.
Kotegoku had the double dynamite attack, which... I don't even know how that works, and I'm not even gonna ask. It's just really disturbing. This, yeah, you do want to keep yourself locked onto her because it's a lot easier to deal with, but well, for the most part anyway. I got some pretty decent amount of hits in there, but come on, put it up. There we go. You gonna... alright. Well, this one I want to dodge, because she's going to shoot a fire at me. Oh, I'm actually surprised. 3 ices in a row. Because it only took 1 more hit. Alright. This is probably one of the silliest scenes in this game, too.
Shoot! What a fresh kick! This time we'll get serious, right, Kotake? Hey, Kube, what's that above your head? I don't know, but you have one over your head too, Kotake. But I'm only 400 years old! And I'm just 380 years old! We're twins, don't try to lie about your age! You must have gone senile! Who are you calling senile? How do you treat your dear sister? We're twins, how can you be older? How heartless you are! How can you be so ungrateful? You're heartless!
And they're arguing. Oh my goodness. Hello, Torres. I'm not sure how to pronounce the whole name, so... Oh, I just left without the heart container. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to go back in there just to get the heart container. Oh my goodness. I was way too excited to leave. That's a thing. You know, that's not the first time I've done that, too. Not in this playthrough, but in other times I've played through this game, I've had the same thing happen to where I just left without the heart container. Don't know why. And it's always with this boss, too. Oh, thank you for calling me a competent swordsman, Nabaru. Oh, really? How is it funny? Nah. It's really interesting of a turn of events, but it's really not a bad way to actually introduce the last sage. I don't mind that. Because it's the whole idea of, okay, how are you gonna who are you gonna have for the last stage? Because there's not really that many important people that they introduce in the game, so they introduce you, they have you go through it as a kid and introduce you to the sage then. Oh. Wow. That was something. Alright, Link. Hello. Finally, all of us, the 6 sages, have awakened. The time for the final showdown for the King of Evil has come. Before that, though, you should meet the one who is waiting for you. The one who is waiting for you at the Temple of Time. And it's like, hey, go to the Temple of Time, silly. Well, we're not going there yet because I totally forgot the heart container. We're not leaving without it. This can't really be 100% completion on a game because I forgot a heart container. Oh my goodness. I can't even believe that. Oh. I can believe it. I just find it that silly that I forgot it. Oh boy. I don't even know. I don't know. Well, at least you got to see the shortcut. And what that does. Oh my goodness. I just... Alright. Nope. Again. Alright, don't. There we go. Oh my goodness. I'm just feeling ridiculously silly because I forgot that. I don't even know. I believe it was actually this one that proceeds. Yeah. Because I'm not dealing with that wall. It's always a pain. Forgot about that spike. It's crazy how much faster you go through the dungeon when you're not having to worry about all of it. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's find that heart container. Which pedestal did it end up on? That one right there? Alright. I'm cool with that. There we go. Now I'm out of here. Oh my goodness. So, completely filled all the hearts, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And we've got 3 more golden Skulltulas. And if I recall correctly, there's at least one. I think there's only one that I'm missing over there, but I might be incorrect on that. I want to actually get the ice arrows before I head over there. Because I really don't... But I don't feel like teleporting right now. So let's see if I can somewhat get... I'm not sure how this is going to work, because I usually don't worry about it, but I mean, let's see if this works. I might be completely... I want to see if I can just go ahead and get lost and see if it puts me all the way back. Or at least puts me somewhat of the way back. No, it does not. Alright, fine. I will play a song and I'll warp out of here. Graveyard's close enough to come back here. Because I'm trying to somewhat avoid the Temple of Time. At least for now. Okay. Because I don't mind seeing if I can't find if the one Skulltula, or I believe it's just one Skulltula anyway, that I'm missing from the market area, if it's the one as an adult. I want to say it is. But it might not be. Alright. So, other than that, I'm gonna see if we can't do the whole ice arrows. I'm gonna try to finish the game today. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. Because typically the Ganon's Tower is not too bad in terms of how long it takes to do it. Alright. Y'all scream all you want. It's not bothering me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the one I'm missing. Because I haven't been here, apparently. Oh, okay. Yeah, I play this game so much I don't even think about coming here after I become an adult. Or at least after I get the hook shot, I don't think about coming back over here. Until I actually do have to. So yeah, this should be the only one I'm missing from the market. Because for some reason it's considered the market area. That should be all of the areas. Yep. The last two are in Ganon's Tower. Or at least they should be. Good grief. Yeah, they should be in Ganon's Tower, because all the other ones... All the other temples and like, dungeon-ish areas, I've gotten the Skulltulas in those, so... Don't need to worry about that. Alright. Now I am gonna head over to the Gerudo Fortress and do that training grounds thing that they go on about, because yeah. What? How did that constitute that? At all? No. Oh. Probably because I was somewhat playing Epona's song the wrong way. Oh my goodness. That's sad. I can't remember Epona's song at least. Ugh. That is such a sad thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Epona. Alright. And you... I will say this, the training grounds thing is a bit weird, and sometimes confusing, so I hope I can figure this out without any issues. I don't know for sure. But we'll see. Alright. I think they should actually still let you in if it's night. I'm not entirely sure. I believe that is the case. Well, not that it's gonna matter too much since it's turning day right now, but... Yo. This is Gerudo's training ground. Membership card verified. One try for 10 rupees? Yeah, sure. Alright. I'll take your 10 rupees. Give it your best shot. And she opens it up. I believe you don't ever have to pay again, but I might be mistaken on that. Alright. This is probably one of the more confusing dungeon-ish areas. There actually might be a Skulltula hanging out in this area. Defeat all enemies in a limited time. So you got 1:30 to fight Dinofloss. And the Beamos. Already dealt with the Beamos. Really? You're gonna be jumping around like that? No thanks. And essentially, you're opening the chest. There we go. You get a key. I think this area has the most keys in one dungeon. If not, it's tied with the Fire Temple because of how many keys that place has. Because it's a bit ridiculous. Alright, this should actually put some of the... There we go. The little stones of time, or what have you. Whatever they're called. It's these things, essentially. Alright. It's actually probably a good thing that I actually didn't get the both of them. because there's a time limit. Oh, of course. And if you mess up, you gotta get all of them again, which really stinks. So I think what I'm gonna do... This might make it a little bit difficult. I'm not sure. Yep, it's switching when it's taking the other one out. Of course it is. Alright, I need to get over there and play the song again so the other one shows up. And there we go. Alright, I think I just need to put the hover boots on. Or, actually no, hold on. I'm not gonna do it quite yet. I might regret that. Yep. Can't quite do that. And that's because that corner's being hugged by another one. Good grief, those bubbles, they're rightly annoying. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is one of the few annoying rooms down. I've just, for some reason, always found this room a tad bit more annoying than some other rooms in here. Collect all the underwater gems, so we're gonna actually have to put on our Zora tunic. And eventually we're gonna have to put on the iron boots as well to get the so-called underwater gems. They're just basically rupees. Wait. Why did only those two... you know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna question whatever nonsense this game wants to do at this point. And of course they fill it with enemies, because why not? Oh my goodness, really? Hello? There we go. And there we go. Thankfully, that's all of them. But rather bit of a uncool move by this game to do that. But again, this is an optional dungeon, so you don't really have to go through all this. But if you do want the ice arrows, you do have to do this. Which is a weird thing that they put the ice arrows this late in the game. And if you're not going to really put any use to them, I don't see why they're in the game in the first place, but other than having an elemental arrow that you might use, because you don't really use the fire arrows. But maybe a few times, but I don't know. Hello, gamer boy. Alright. That's gonna be all the gems here, and we can get our key. Because that's all we're caring about, getting keys in this dungeon. Yes, I do have 20 hearts. That took a while, but I did get them all. believe I can actually hook shot to this. No? I thought I was close enough. Apparently not. I mean, I got the golden scale pretty easily, but I just knew where the fish was, and I had the luck of the draw somewhat when it came to actually getting him. Really? Oh my goodness, Link, why is your swinging so terrible with this sword? Oh, there we go. It's a powerful sword, but his aim on it could use some work. And I think this chest is a nothing. Yeah, it's just a bundle of arrows, because you actually need the Megaton hammer for the legwork on this. Well, at least opening that door. And this switch actually takes care of the fire. I forget how many keys you need in total for this place, but it's quite a bit. Blind the eyes of the statue. This is so much fun. Not really. Oh gosh. Really? Of course my aim's gonna be just slightly off. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, my aim. There we go. Wow. Yeah. And a little bit lower, but not... Oh, not that low. Oh, of course. I'm just gonna do this way. I'm gonna do it the cheap way. But hey, it's a lot simpler than actually trying to go around that merry-go-round of nonsense. Yeah, you can't get up there yet. And... oh, I came in this way. Unless that was the only way in. Oh, it was. Really? I thought there was multiple entrances on the first floor. Apparently not. That was my bad. My mistake. Oh. And Link didn't want to jump. Alright, I'm not gonna... Alright, whatever. Okay, there is that key over there as well. I need to go ahead and pick that up. I want to say in total there's like 7 keys or something like that. Or maybe even more than that. But if you desire our hidden treasure, you must strive to attain the keys in each chamber. Ah, a bunch. But yeah, at some point there's this... Because I know there's like a halfway point you can kind of come in and use less keys. So you don't need to do every room, but I can't remember what direction to go in, so I'm gonna still try to get all the keys I know how to get, at least. Yeah, and that's such a troll move, the fact that they have hearts hanging out there, and it's like, hey, guess what? Try to actually get them, and then the flame comes up and you smacks you right in the face. Is this arrows? No, it's 5 rupees. So many 5 rupee chests. This one, defeat all enemies in limited time, which is fine. I'm going to put the hover boots on, because this sand actually makes you sink, and you won't with the hover boots. Alright. Alright, come on. Let's take off the hover boots, because I don't care to not have it. To have it on with all the jank physics that come with it. Alright, oh gosh, this one. I am not a fan of this. Yeah, I really don't like this place. For obvious reasons. Alright, there's that one, there's one up here. That's guarded by flame. And of course there's the... Oh, no, I'm not getting hit by that. Really? Really, game? Alright. Fine. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Oh. There we go. And that doesn't even give you a key, it just lets you go to the next room, which is insane. Without the necessary items, one will be confounded by the impossible mysteries. So you did at one point. Oh, hello. You want to come at me? There we go. Okay. You do actually need the silver gauntlets in here, which is something I thought you did need. Good thing I actually went and did the spirit temple. Well, I could have just done the kids part. But I know there's also something for the, unless I'm mistaken, I think there's something for this. Yep. I was correct. I don't know why I have the Mega Tongue over there. It's a bit of a tricky thing that they do to put that there, but no. We're going this way. I think that's a place you can actually summon Pierre. Yep, there's the 7th key. Only at this, only this part of the game, you can have 7 keys at a time, and you don't have to use any. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm trying to think if there's an. Apparently, yes. Well, maybe another one. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's another key in here. There very well might be. Hidden by all these lights. Really? Oh my goodness, Link. Why are you having so much trouble with this? There we go. Good grief. No, that is actually just a troll chest. But opening it, actually... Unless that was not the case. I think it's just actually kill all the lights and the chest appears. That's such a troll. Hey, have 200 free rupees, but you have a full wallet. Alright. That is gonna be... I'm sick of these wall flames. I really am. I'm not a fan of them. It's nothing more than a ridiculous way to get you hurt. Without too much of a reason why. Okay. This is where you can go one way or the other. And as you see, there's a little bit of an area you can go to if you enter through here. They cleverly hide it. And it carries another key. So, yeah. Oh my goodness, though. I'm trying to think of which path you need to go. Oh, man. I want to say it's to the left. Oh gosh, now I'm trying to sit here and figure this out. Hold on. I don't know why I can't remember this part, but... Okay, yeah. I decided to say forget it and look at a map. So you do just head left. Because it's crazy if you actually misspend the keys in this place, you can pretty much say forget it, because you don't actually have enough keys to get through the rest of it. Because you see, we only had one key left, and there's more than that for locked doors. So if you misspent 2 keys, then you could say goodbye to getting the ice arrows. Alright, we got ice arrows. Will we use them? Well, I might as well at some point, but who knows? Only those who complete the difficult training of the Gerudo, so use it with pride. Yeah, that's if we actually use them. We should. I honestly think we should, but who knows? Whether or not we'll actually get around to it is something else entirely. What? Really? That's a thing? I call shenanigans on that, because I've done that plenty of times. Oh, my bad. I guess it's not saying I can't warp to the Temple of Time. I just can't do it from here. Alright, fine. Wait. Why did I do that? I don't know. That's ridiculous. Apparently, here is one of the few places you can't actually use a warp. There we go. We'll just have one key for the sake of safekeeping. Alright. Let's go ahead and warp to the Temple of Time. And while it's doing that, I need to quickly go get something. Of course that's not visible, for crying out loud. This is what happens when you get surgery in your mouth. Have random stuff poking you and it hurts. And you can't do nothing about it. Anyway. I've been waiting for you, Link. And... oh, who would have guessed? Nobody. Hello, Sheik once again. And we have completed all of it. The final challenge is a showdown with Ganondorf. It's funny how Sheik says, oh, this is something I'm only going to tell you. But I guess... they decide, hey, guess what? Let's tell this whole story from the very beginning all over again. Let's add a little bit more to it, but we gotta use this... this random footage we came up with a third time. I just don't understand why they go through this again. And that's the thing. They tell you this at the pretty much at the very beginning of the game, and then also when you become an adult, and now they're telling it to you at the very end of it, which I don't know. It's... I don't know. It's ridiculous, is all I can say. It is really ridiculous. Alright, again, I don't know why they have... I get they're talking about, hey, about the Triforce splitting into 3 different parts. I understand that, and this whole part with the True Force... oh, why can't you just talk about it in a normal sense instead of having to go through this stock footage again? I don't know. I'm just picking at this game at this point, but I just find it ridiculous. 7 years ago, Ganondorf, the King of Thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the Sacred Realm. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend came true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of Power remained in Ganondorf's hand. The strength of the Triforce of Power enabled him to become a mighty evil king, but his dark ambitions were not satisfied. To gain complete mastery of the world, Ganondorf started looking for those chosen by destiny that holds the other two Triforce parts. The one who holds the Triforce of Courage is you, Link. And he wasn't surprised at all. And the other who holds the Triforce of the Wisdom, the seventh sage who is destined to be the leader of them all, is Sheik, who is actually Princess Zelda. I mean, it's not like nobody knew it at this point. If you've never played this game before, if you've played Smash Brothers, you know Zelda is also Sheik. So, it is I, Princess Zelda. I apologize for meeting you in disguise, but it was necessary to hide from the King of Evil. Please forgive me. And she also gave herself away as well, so... On that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked Hyrule. I mean... I saw you when I was escaping with Impa, from the castle with my attendant Impa. Okay, great. Yeah, I saw how you almost ran over a kid with a horse. Impa made no deviation in her path at all. I mean, that was the best idea. Even though it was a terrible idea, it was the best idea. As long as you had the Ocarina in your possession, I thought Ganondorf could never enter the Sacred Realm, but something I could never expect happened. After you opened the door of time, the Master Sword sealed you away in the Sacred Realm. But your spirit remained in the Sacred Realm, and then the Triforce fell into Ganondorf's hands, and he went on to invade the Sacred Realm. More exposition at the very end of the game. I know this is supposed to be like a serious scene and everything, but it's just... It gets a little bit too much sometimes when it goes to try to tell its story. The 6 sages will open the sealed doors to lure Ganondorf back into the Sacred Realm. I will then seal the door from the Sacred Realm to the Sacred Realm from this world, thus the Evil King will be vanished from Hyrule. Link, in order to do this, I need your courage again. Please give it to me while I do my part. And the weapon that can penetrate the Evil King's defenses, the power given to the Chosen Ones, the Sacred Arrows of Light. And she only chooses to give it to you at the end because, whatever reason. I guess dramatic effect. I don't know. You got the light arrows, yay. Justice will smite evil. Either by like a magic megaphone or to some effect of that. Or something to that effect. Ganondorf is able to talk to you from his castle. Also, he imprisoned Zelda in the process. I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. But you let your guard down. I knew you would appear if I let the kid wander around. Yeah, well, making way for his defeat? I mean, whatever. I never understood like why this prison makes her go completely into a doll of some sort. I don't know. Exactly, Javier. It's just like, no, Zelda, not again. I know it's like in all of the other lives you've been kidnapped by it's the whole princess being kidnapped again. It's almost like Peach. The only difference... I mean, a sleeping spell, yeah, but it somehow put her to sleep with her eyes wide open. I get that you don't have to be have your eyes closed to be asleep, but still. I just never understood some of that nonsense. Link, can you hear me? It's Raru of the Sages. We will gather our power to create a bridge where Ganondorf dwells. The castle's keep, which is known as Ganon's Tower, is protected by 6 evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save the princess. Why do you save all 6 sages? Well, it's to create a giant bridge of light. That's all they really do in this game. It's like this dramatic effect. Oh, you got a bridge. So that's why you went around to save people. I mean, sure, she tried to, she could maybe escape, but she doesn't really try when she's, when you arrive there and she's in that prison when you get up there. Alright. Yeah, we're doing Shadow first. This is probably like one of the only times you'll ever use the fire arrows. Well, you only have to use the fire arrows this one time. It's a bit ridiculous, but hello? Is this... Yes, it is a giant troll. Fine. I almost hit that green bubble. Really, Link? What is with that? You just hop down. You don't even try to jump. What is wrong with you? I don't get why this is happening more than it's happening way more often than it should. How about now, dude? Alright. Oh, who knows what he was able to pull off with that. Oh yeah, you gotta light the torch again in here. Oh, that was a terrible miss. There we go. Don't you dare, game. When I don't want Link to jump that far, don't make him jump 10 feet. Oh, goodness. I don't need that. And they give you the dungeon item in Ganon's Tower. You know the gauntlets we got in the last one? They're completely useless now because we got the golden gauntlets. I believe you'll actually need... yeah. Just try not to fall off. Because this is ridiculous. Now I think about it, can you actually hookshot those? I want to say you can, but you may not be able to. No, you can. I'm out. And the most use you'll ever get out of these. I mean, you'll need them in the fight with Ganon, but still. I know. That's the case with a lot of the dungeons. It's like, hey, if you just like make it impossible for Link to get this one item in the dungeon, he can't complete it and he can't beat you. But I guess for this game, for the sake of trying to play devil's advocate for this game, he kind of needs Link to get the Triforce from him, but still, it's still dumb. Alright, where's those Deku scrubs? I actually would like to buy stuff from them. Ah, there they are. Oh, I totally forgot. The mirror shield just completely destroys the Deku Nut that they use. Alright, red potion, sure, because I want to spend money. Arrows, sure. Bombs, sure, spend money. I'm kind of just wanting to spend money at this point. Alright, there we go. Oh, I've got 2 greens and 2 reds. If I lose with 2 greens and 2 reds, I will be upset with myself. I mean, I'm not saying it's not done to leave it with it just laying around like that. That was a bit overkill. Oh, how about that? I'm kinda, sorta, not really. Oh yeah, I am actually standing on the chest. I mean, if you want to... I mean, you're not wrong. He is practically stealing it from Ganon by pretty much raiding his place. But technically, this isn't Ganon's... Well, it is his tower, but it was Hyrule Castle before Ganondorf actually owned it. So who knows who Link is actually stealing that from? It could be the Hyrule royal family for all we know. All right. Okay. Weird glitching things happen. Really? Really? Game? Oh, there we go. Fantastic. Oh my goodness. And why that's a thing, I don't know. Yeah, he is stealing from the King of Thieves. I will say, I'm not exactly sure where the... I know one of the Skulltulas is hanging out in one of these rooms, but I'm not sure which one. Lighted barriers dispelled. Hurry. Unless I'm mistaken, which I probably am. Unless, gosh, now I'm trying to figure out if there were any. Because there's 2 left. I know I got 2 minutes, Navi. I can actually negate that time completely by actually just putting these on. You mean like outside Ganon's tower? I've got that one. I was trying to remember if there were any inside Ganon's tower. I think there is, but I might be mistaken on that. But I seriously think there was some. Alright. Link's showing off again. I mean, if Ganondorf actually wore these, he could probably break Link in two. I'm just saying. But he chooses not to. Alright. Oh no. Oh, come on, really? That's some nonsense there. Thankfully, if you got them all, you don't have to worry about it, but still. Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing, I'm probably mistaking it for Master Quest, because I've played that one so much it's ridiculous. I'm mixing the two up. I believe I have all of them as Child Link. The only place that they could be that I don't have them is in a dungeon, and I really am not looking forward to possibly having to go through all that. Well, I need to go outside anyway to get the last Great Fairy. Fine. As much as I'm not a fan of it, I'm gonna check the other dungeons. Just in case. There's only a couple places I know that I might not have got them all. But because as far as like the world map goes, I've got all of them. Now let's effectively have 40 hearts. Oh man. Oh, you know what? It's probably Dodongo's Cavern because of that. Ah, yeah. Now I think about it. Thank you for actually giving that suggestion, because I think that's actually where they are. Because I did get the ones in the Deku Tree, but I did have a moment where I had to replay a good bit of the game. And I was trying to remember all the stuff I did. And I think part of it was actually doing Dodongo's Cavern as an adult. Alright. Actually... yeah, this is going to be the fastest way to get to Dodongo's Cavern. Yeah, it would be. Because you don't have to climb through as much. Because, yeah, it would make perfect sense that I missed those two. Good grief. I can't believe it. I was trying to sit there and think about, okay, which ones did I not get? I feel like I got them all. Of course it would be the ones that I didn't remember to pick up again after I was having to play catch up. No, Navi. I do not care about what you have to say. I don't think anyone does. Because she's probably going to nag me about how I just left Ganon's tower to come do this. I mean, I guess you could do that. Essentially, it'd be pretty much, well, at least close to the same time. Didn't quite get it. Alright. Are you going to be nice? Please say you are going to be... Actually... let's go ahead and get this one over here. Because I don't feel it. Since I didn't feel like being creative about doing my Scarecrow song, let's just roll with it. Yep. Of course it's these two. Yay! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ain't that the truth, Navi? What's up? Yes, that is my Scarecrow song. Because I didn't feel like being creative at that point. I was like, I'll just make whatever. Alright, wait a minute. This is not the one I want to come in. Unless... no, this is the way I want to go. Because you're having to go backwards. Alright. I don't care for Yuki's. Nor do I care about your friend over there. Oh, no. Really? It's weird going through this little backwards. Hello, Maria. Alright. Yeah, the other Skulltula's hanging out over here. You just gotta somehow pull this off without falling, because you have to make the trek all the way back if you do fall off. Because the last guy is going to be hanging out right here. That is the 100th Golden Skulltula. I am so done. Oh my goodness. Now we just gotta beat the game. Well, after we do the turn in for the final Skulltula count. Even though it's the biggest troll ever in this game. I'll be honest, Maria, I'm not entirely sure what you're saying, because I can't even tell if that's either French or Spanish, either one. I don't know French at all. My Spanish is like high school-ish level, so I don't know too much. Alright. I think it's like either a 100 or 200. Since you've destroyed 100 the spiders of the curse on me has been broken. Thank you. Here's a token of my appreciation. Please take it. Yeah, it's just 200 rupees. I'll be honest, using Furare's Wind, it only works if you're in the dungeon you're using it in. So, if I leave the dungeon at all, it just stops working, so it doesn't help. That's why I didn't use it. I guess I could have put it at the beginning of Dodongo's Cavern before I actually went anywhere, but that would have made for an easier get out of there, but I didn't. Alright. Indeed. Let's go and finish this. Now that I actually did get everything. I got the final... I think that was actually the last 200 rupee itself. Alright. Because... oh, I actually didn't do Spirit. Let's go and do Spirit. Yeah, this is not insane at all. I almost got through that without getting hit. Don't know how I would have pulled that off, but I almost did. That's a bit far for that Beamos to be throwing his giant eye laser. Oh, he's one of these that take 2 hits instead of 1. Alright. Well, thank you, cutscene, for allowing me not to get hit. Because that is really nice. Oh. Yeah, that's right. This is one of the few times you actually do need Bombchu, otherwise you're sore out of luck. That and if your aim is terrible, then that's something else entirely as well. Oh, that worked. But at least they're gracious enough to give you a chest that has Bombchu in it. Oh, really? Oh, nasty. Which one? Oh. Yeah, go away. I really don't care, Wallmaster. There we go. Nice. Second try. I'm trying. I'm sitting here trying to see if I can understand it with what limited knowledge I have of Spanish, but I'll be honest, Maria, I am not entirely sure. I do apologize, but my Spanish is so rusty and it's very limited into Alright. I believe... Well... Once it's done... There we go. If you can pull this off correctly, you should be able to get all of them with Dense Fire. Oh. Of course. That one just has to be the special one, to where... It's saying, well, I'm that unique, I gotta have my own. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, this game. Why? Why do you have to do this to me? I'm not a I don't know why they decide to have these giant wind turbines in the forest area for this, but they do. Because the weird thing is, this has nothing to do with the forest temple whatsoever. So the fact that they put this there is just really bizarre. Oh yeah, I think I know how to get that one. That's gonna be a pain. Unless... Ah. not as much as a pain as I thought it would be. Alright. You can go ahead. I'm not gonna run out there. Oh my goodness. There we go. There we go, we got done with the forest barrier. I believe that leaves just one left. The forest. Forest? Really? I just did the forest. The water area, which is actually not water at all. Alright, we gotta free up some space for that blue ice. And adding hoverboot physics onto the physics of the ice is not going to do me any favors. I'll be honest, I was expecting it to be a chest that froze me. Oh my goodness, what's with that lag? That's really bad. You know what? Just as a precaution, in case the emulator decides to crash. Because I've had that happen before on a stream, and I'd rather not have to go through everything again. Wait. There he is. Oh. Yeah, that's right. You gotta do this in a limited time. Thankfully, it's not too difficult. And it's a pretty simple solution, so they don't make it to the point where you're using your entire time, and they actually freeze the timer when the ice blocks are moving, which is also pretty nice. So despite it actually having a time here, I think it's really nice of them to make it to where you don't have to worry too much about the timer. I mean, it's still there, but, you know. But that's crazy. They actually still make you... It's like, hey, you still gotta get through the door in this time period. Otherwise, we're gonna make you do it all over again. There we go. The final barrier has been dispelled. Wait. I'm gonna have to look back at the footage after the stream is done, but I seriously think she crossed one of her legs. That's what it looked like to me in that brief moment. I might be wrong about that, but that's seriously what it looked like. Oh, man. Alright. Let's get up here. I think it's just going... Yep, it just sheathed it again. Alright. Fine. Not like these guys are too much of a threat anyway, but they did a quarter of a heart. It's a bit of a joke. I will say, the music for this last part of Ganon's Tower is really good. And it just gets louder as you're getting higher up. Alright. Oh, hello, Stalfos. I actually like Breath of the Wild's ending. You know, yeah, not too many have actually done that. There's been a few that have, but very little. Ah, sure, why not? Let's fight both of them. And of course, I get hit by one of them. Right off the bat. Ow. Alright. Oh, that's pretty cheap. One guy blocked and protected his friend from getting hit. Because, all that. Oh, that's a bit sad, but hey. And I'm back up to full hearts. They only took 6 hearts out. Oh my goodness. Alright. Let's get moving. Yeah, I'm serious. I actually still liked Breath of the Wild. It was brief, don't get me wrong. Especially if you went and did everything. But I still liked it regardless. One of the few times Link actually shows expression on his face. Gotta admit though, this room is pretty cool. I will admit, Twilight Princess had an amazing ending on that. The Triforce parts are resonating. They are combining into one again. The 2 Triforce parts that I could not capture on that day 7 years ago. I didn't expect that they would be hidden in within the 2 of you. Or you two. If I actually didn't read it wrong, that would be fantastic. And now, finally, all the Triforce parts have gathered here. These toys are too much for you. I command you to return them to me.
Link, I can't help you because of the waves of darkness. I can't get close. I'm sorry, Link.
Well, it's not that you were that much help anyway, Navi. But anyway. Alright. I know the timing on these swings is going to be a little bit off because I'm using the Bigoron sword for it, but as long as I'm in the corner, I should be fine. Oh, you gotta be joking, game. Really? Really? Okay. Link decides not to jump because whatever reason. Oh, really? Yeah. That one miss really didn't help. At least I got a magic potion in case I do run out. That, or I can just fall down and get it. Alright. There we go. I actually got some hits in there. I will say though, out of all the Zelda games, this probably has some of the best build-up for the final fight. That and Twilight Princess. All the other ones, it kind of just happens, it feels like, but... These two actually have done it. This game and Twilight Princess did a lot better of a build-up for a fight with Ganon. I might be messing up my timing by getting closer, but we'll see. I almost missed it. Alright. Why did Link turn to the side? I have no idea. Oh, so... Alright. Only when Ganon's actually active and is able to do something, like attack you, Navi can't help you, but as soon as he's paralyzed, she's somewhat helpful, apparently. I don't know. Again, it didn't even let me roll right there. I'm glad I was able to jump, though. The great evil King Ganondorf, beaten by this kid? Link! And it's cool that his cape actually kind of wears down during the fight as well. Didn't really show that off or anything, but... Really? Really, Chair? Are you gonna be that squeaky? I will say that is a bit weird that the cape goes through Ganon, but I'm not gonna sit here and pick on it all day long. Ganondorf, pitiful man. Without a strong, righteous mind, he couldn't not control the power of the gods and... Oh, yeah. That gasping voice from Zelda is gonna be some. Link, listen to me. This tower will collapse soon. With his last breath, Ganondorf is trying to crush us. Not catch us. Crush us in the ruins of the tower. We need to hurry and escape. Please, follow me. So, oh my gosh, the frames is really slow on this right now. Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna run here. Yep. I will say, the one thing that I'm not a big fan about in this part of the game is if you're not close to Zelda when she's at the gate, she will not open it. That, and if you get hit, she's like, oh no! And I will say, if you actually use the hover boots, and apparently she has them of her own, but because she just walks right over that. But if you use them and you fall, whoa, what in the world? What is going on with Zelda's hair? What is that? Oh my gosh. I'm not going to be able to do this correctly if that keeps happening. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Oh me, oh my. Alright, I need to I need a moment. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright. Oh my gosh. I needed a moment to calm down there. Because that was a hilarious graphical glitch there. And of course, this would be the other time that they have these stealthos that if you don't beat them fast enough, you don't win. Well, the other one will come back. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Yeah, she's frightened there for no reason, but and you gotta follow her, otherwise she will. And oh my goodness, Zelda, just hurry. We're trying to leave. Don't gasp every time I get pitched by a boulder. Zelda, come on. You pretty much had to run in front of her because the boulders tend to fall around her anyway. And as a last troll move, they put this guy there. You can run around him, but if he grabs you, then that's one of the most annoying things ever, because not only will she be like, oh my goodness, that redead actually takes quite a bit of time off you. Especially if he grabs you multiple times, which I've had him do, and I've had to do the whole segment again because that redead. I will say, I'm not quite... I guess that's smoke from all the fire inside the tower, but it's just weird that it's just like streams of smoke coming out the side of the tower. I will say the whole scene of the tower collapse seems really cool.
It's over. It's finally over. Link, I'm sorry I couldn't help you in the battle before.
You weren't that much help anyway. Your annoying advice was not something I cared for.
What was that sound?
Why are you posing yourself? It's like you're trying to lean over to kiss. What's with you, Zelda? I mean, maybe she wanted that. I don't know. Well, he's kind of mad that we wrecked his house. I mean, well, he wrecked his own house. else, but, you know, I think that he's just kind of like whatever with the details on that. He's so bad that he decides to turn into a giant pigman with enormous blades. Zelda's lucky it didn't hit her in that.
There's no way he's gonna hold me back this time.
Alright. And to make this whole segment a little bit better. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I forgot. Every time you get hit in this fight,
She's like, oh my goodness.
because if you don't have the Biggoron sword in this fight, it's a bit ridiculous because you have to use the hammer for it. Technically, you're supposed to use the light arrows to stun him, but I mean, you don't really have to if you can run around him good enough in a fast enough fashion. Yeah, that is a good question. Why is Ganon's tail a rainbow? Oh, man. It's like... who knows? There's no telling why he has a rainbow tail. Oh, let's not actually even fight Ganon. Let's just talk. Alright, bye. Oh, you gotta be joking me. Really? I will say this, if you actually don't use the Master Sword, you can never win the fight. That is one thing I did figure out. You can still do damage to him, but you can't actually get him on his knees again. I found out the hard way. So I was wanting this fight to end quick one time I was playing through it, and it just wouldn't, the fight wouldn't end. Yeah, I think because I was playing it one time. And I think I was fighting Ganon for like 30 minutes. I was like, okay, there's something wrong here. Why is he not dying? It was because I was using the Biggoron sword. I know. I'm using my power to hold back the evil king. Use your sword to deliver the final blow. I mean, you kind of stopped in the middle of that, Zelda. Alright. And it's almost like the Wind Waker where Ganondorf gets stabbed through the head.
6 stages now!
Yeah, you did so much, Zelda. It warrants you to falling to the ground. Ancient creators of Hyrule, now open the sealed door and send the evil incarnation of darkness into the void of the evil realm. I think I've like come up with 5 different voices for this guy, but honestly, it doesn't matter at this point. I guess when he's banned into the infinite whatever of this, it's just white everywhere.
Curse you, Zelda. Curse you, sages. Curse you, Link. Someday, when this seal is broken, that is when I will exterminate your descendants.
Yep. And then he gets sealed right again, not that long after. But that's when he gets a sword stabbed through his head. It's like, hey, guess what? This is what happens to you. And he gets turned to stone. Thank you, Link. Thanks to you, Ganondorf has been sealed inside the evil realm, and somehow we're flying in the in the air, but we're not going to question that. Thus, peace will once again reign in this world, for a time. All the tragedy has befallen Hyrule was my doing. I was so young, I could not comprehend the consequences of trying to control the Sacred Realm. I dragged you into it too. Now it's time for me to make up for my mistakes. You must lay the Master Sword to rest and close the door of time. However, by doing this, the road between times will be closed. I always thought it was him getting sealed because he gets turned to stone, but I might be wrong about that. Link, give the Ocarina to me. As a sage, I can return to you. Good. Now, if I could read, return you to your original time with it. When peace returns to Hyrule, it will be a time for us to say goodbye. Good grief. I'm not gonna do accents anymore for this. Now go home, Link. Regain your lost time. Home, where you're supposed to be. The way you're supposed to be. As far as Meladius, I want to feel real dumb. I believe Meladius is the Spirit Tracks enemy. Oh, now I feel really dumb about this because I actually did a playthrough of that game on this channel. Oh gosh. Come on. Yeah, it is. Alright. I was right about that. I will say that Meladius just seemed like kind of a weird one-off enemy. At least for the most part, some of the other incarnations, essentially, like Viati, I believe is how you pronounce the wizard's name. I actually liked him, like that guy as a villain is more than any of the other random ones. You think she would, but she didn't. But overall, this game, I really like it. It's got its... If you're 100%ing it, then yeah, it could be a bit of a nightmare, but overall, this game's great. I grew up with it, so... But I will say, this is yeah, this is the first time I actually got everything completely. So, first time actually 100%ing it. Yeah, this was the third Zelda game I played. I played the original ones on the NES first. I will say this though, I actually like Twilight Princess more than I like this one. But this one is a pretty good game. Uh... Majora's Mask is a game I initially didn't like when it first came out, but over the years it actually grew on me. I will say I have more gripes with Majora's Mask than I do this game. There's, oh my gosh, there's certain things in that game that I'm not a fan of. As far as Wind Waker and Link to the Past, I'm probably going to say the unpopular opinion about both Majora's Mask and well, not Majora's Mask, but Wind Waker and Link to the Past, but I'm not the biggest fan of either of those. They fixed one of the issues I had with Wind Waker. That would have been an interesting thing to see, but that's not going to happen. And then, even after you have this long journey with Navi, Navi's like, I'm out. She's like, I've had enough of your nonsense, Link, I'm out of here. Oh, man. And then Link's like, yep, I'm glad she's gone. But, yeah, I will say, Wind Waker, the biggest issue that I had with it, well, two of the biggest issues I had with it was the sailing part, which I know they did fix that somewhat in the HD version, and they also did somewhat of a fix with the other problem I had, which was gathering the Triforce pieces by sailing, having to pay Tingle for all those maps, and then having to find them yourself. That was something else. But for the rest of the game, it wasn't bad. It was actually a pretty decent game. I will say the combat in the Wind Waker is one of my favorite things about that game. And that's going to be end of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And as far as A Link to the Past, I've played it a little bit here and there, but I actually just never really liked it all that much, I'll be honest. Because, oh man. Later, Alex. Later, Maria. And if my capture card wasn't as jank as it is right now, I would totally be okay with doing Twilight Princess right now. But no, that's not a thing. Because I'm hoping to get it fixed so I can play the other Zelda games as well. Because I'd rather play it on a console than having to emulate it. But yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. No. I do have an idea of a game I do want to play on this channel, but it's going to be more or less just me recording it and actually playing it. I mean, well, if y'all want to hang out and do a Q&A if y'all want to or not, it's up to y'all. I wasn't expecting it to do too much after this finale part. I mean, sure, why not? I'm totally okay with that. Q&A, question and answer. You ask a question, I answer it kind of thing. Do that for a few minutes. If y'all want, it's up to you. Alright. Yeah, I'm okay with answering those questions. I mean, if it starts getting too personal, then no, I won't answer it. But like the favorite food, pretty much anything that's Mexican because I grew up on that food. I am a Christian, so there is that. I mean, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask it. That's pretty much the purpose of a Q&A. If that's something it's like, I don't really care, that's fine. Yes, I am a Christian. Yeah, I did know that there were some Christian references in Zelda. Especially in the very first Zelda, where essentially the book you get's the Bible, and on the shield you have a cross. Yeah, they certainly are pretty much a reference to the Trinity. Huh, that is true. I know with some of this stuff when it comes to references, I just kind of really. I don't know. It's not that I don't care, but it's just sometimes it's like, oh, there it is. There's a reference there, and I just kind of walk on by it without really giving it much thought. Oh yeah, that is true. The Snow Peak Mansion that has the little like it's more of a chapel than an actual church, but it's pretty much that. Oh yeah, that's a more obvious tie to that. With the, I know, especially with the Dark Tribe, and they had. I will say, the theories that I've seen crafted on that's really interesting. It's a pretty interesting read on it. Yep. Except Link did not have a boat as big as Noah, not by any stretch. Link's boat was more of a dinghy than anything. Huh. That is something I actually didn't know about Link and Zelda. I guess I just never thought of it that way. But trying to think of something else. Okay. That's where that was going with. Okay. I wasn't. Yeah, it's really obvious with the Ganon being a allegory to Satan. But I didn't think about Zelda being Mary because it's not Link's mom. That would be really weird territory to get into. And I don't want to even start getting on that. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, that was not my imagination. I am hearing sirens outside. Oh, yeah. And then, the difference between Judas and Byrne actually makes up for his betrayal. Judas ends up not living after that because he hangs himself, which is a bit that's a whole other thing. But yeah. Yeah, pretty much any time they actually have a Temple of Time, it looks like a church. Except you want it. Well, you there, but inside the Temple of Time in Twilight Princess, which is actually a dungeon. That is true. Notre Dame. Yeah. Not. Man, I'm thinking about it all over again. It's like, oh, okay. I know it's actually called Notre Dame, but I just... Essentially, it does look like it. Looking at a picture of Notre Dame, it actually does look very much both inside and outside like it. It's pretty crazy. Yes, that is true. Both Ganondorf and Demise, that they pretty much want to be God, kind of like how Lucifer wanted to be like God, and that's why he got thrown out of heaven. Yeah, see, I could see Link and Zelda being more of a reference to Adam and Eve. Because essentially they go on it and just pretty much say that Link and Zelda, or an incarnation of them, have always been around. Yeah, because Skyward Sword, it was supposed to be like the birth of Link being the hero and Zelda being kind of like the human incarnation of Hylia. It, that's the one thing I really like about Zelda, just like the different lore behind all of it. But I'm just a big nerd for all the Zelda stuff because I love it that much. Yep. And then if you want to put Skypiea as like that game's reference to heaven and how people were always are flying on birds and the like. So they pretty much have wings. And I think for the most part in that game you're referred... Well... Nah, actually you're not. But they think it's so weird that a human's hanging out because, like, oh, we've never seen you before. Well, not human, but you get where I'm going with that. Skypean, I guess, is the more accurate term for that. Yeah, they do fight for humanity, but like this game shows, they're not perfect in it by any stretch, and Zelda kind of screwed up the whole thing with Ocarina of Time by saying, "Hey, let's try to defeat this guy. Even though we're kids," and they end up making like a very terrible decision, and he ends up getting the Triforce of Power because of it. And the whole funny thing is if they were able to somehow... Because for some reason, Ganondorf did not go to the links... at whatever links to get the stones. So if no one actually ever did anything and just let the world go, and unless Ganon actually did something, this whole situation with Ocarina of Time would have never happened. It's so weird, because they're like, oh... I know. Well, technically, she didn't have the Triforce of Wisdom until Ganondorf actually touched the Triforce itself. So, maybe she got the wisdom after that and realized how terrible of a mistake she made. Oh, man. It's certainly something. I always thought because there's so many like there's this whole idea of, well, if Ganondorf wasn't actually going to really kill anybody to get the spiritual stones, why is it that he are we going around collecting them ourselves? I will say this, the whole timeline thing, that's the most jank thing Nintendo has ever come up with. It's like, hey, this is what we think the actual timeline for Zelda is. And, of course, it has to be this smorgasbord of I don't even know what. And then people are like, oh my goodness. And they're debating whether or not it's real. It's like, it's Nintendo. They put it out. They said it's official. There you go. But it's still a ridiculous timeline. And it's like, oh, this is the timeline if Link dies at any point in his adventure. Oh, this is the point where he's a kid. This is the point if he's an adult. And it's like, I know you create time paradoxes while you're in that... while you're traveling through time, but that's a bit ridiculous. They're trying to play Back to the Future, except in a video game. Oh, man. It is the most bizarre thing ever. I know, it really does not make much sense at all. It really doesn't. Oh, man. Oh. Well. Well, I think they put some thought into it, but some is the key word there. They didn't put a whole lot of thought into it. Because they were actually trying to pay attention, say, hey, okay, Skyward Sword's the very first one, which is great. It's just the rest of it not really making much sense. Pretty much. My whole thought about it is just it before they came out with that ridiculous timeline. It's like, okay, it's just different incarnations throughout time with Link. Why does it need to be like this three pronged timeline that just doesn't make sense? It's a bit silly. Hello, Samuel. We're just kind of talking about random stuff. Mainly about Zelda and how... Well, right now we're talking about how jank that timeline is. Oh, man. Well, thank you, Samuel. Yeah, that is true. It did not explain at all why Demise hates them as much as he did. I did beat the game, Samuel. I actually did 100% on it. I will say, there is one... If they do make another Zelda game about this, because I actually do want to see it, is I want to see the prelude to Skyward Sword to see exactly what in the world happened with that, because apparently there was still a hero that saved the day, or somewhat, but there was like, my memory on it's pretty vague, but I think there was like this giant war, and then Hylia had to seal Demise within the ground, but essentially there was still a... I don't even know. I guess the whole thing is Zelda was supposed to be a reincarnation of her, and that's why. But because Zelda's supposed to have pretty much the same power as Hylia, at least in Skyward Sword, anyway. But I guess they had both a man and a woman, or boy and girl, depending on which game you play. Because some of them, Link and Zelda, are just kids. Because in both the DS ones, Wind Waker, they're pretty much kids. Oh, yeah. That is some... I don't know. Man, I really want to... I'm thinking about it. How long ago was it that Breath of the Wild came out? It was last year. Alright. So yeah, typically they come out with a new Zelda game every 2 years. I always figured she was kind of still like a teenager at like 16, 17 or something like that, because that's what it sounded like they were alluding to. But she looked a lot older. She looked like she was more than capable to fight. A Link to the Past, she really didn't do much because she just stayed in the cathedral the entire time. Wind Waker, she actually did do something. Because even though she was a captain of this ship, Tatara, or Tetra, Zelda anyway, was still able to fight beside you, fighting Ganon. I don't even know. There's a lot of weird things that go on, of excuses of why one thing can't happen over another. I just don't look into it too much because it's just ridiculous. You just kind of roll with it sometimes. Yeah, in terms of the plot, it's a bit odd. Again, it's this whole idea of they kind of tell you what led up to Link being put into this healing chamber for like what 100 years or something. It was, and apparently at this point, Hyrule has this advanced technology that's ridiculous. Well, the thing is, there's no telling exactly when and whatever timeline they decide to put it in when Breath of the Wild actually did happen. So, they could have it set so far in the future, it's ridiculous. And they made it seem like Ganon was more of a curse than anything. Well, the thing was about Calamity Ganon, from my understanding of going through the whole story on that, was he was able to take control of the technology. And because of Zelda and her infinite wisdom, she just tried to make a mass army of this Sheikah technology stuff, and Ganon's like, nope, that's mine. Yeah, I will say that his presence was kind of just absent throughout the whole game, so it didn't really feel like too much of a threat. The random monsters you would run into is more of a threat than that. I still enjoyed the game, though, but some of the stuff didn't really make too much sense. I will say, the one thing that I actually did like about it, it was the not actual dungeons, but you going through all the mechanical beasts and trying to fix them, more or less. I found that fun. Yeah, that is the one thing that I will say that Breath of the Wild didn't have a whole lot of. It is story. It's mostly gameplay. Yeah. The little bits of story is you trying to regain your memories about what happened before everything went downhill. And you're trying to fill in all the blanks, and you talking to people and stuff like that. That's where you get your story. The rest of it's more or less just, I honestly, I don't know how to put it other than that. It is quite a bit of flashbacks. But then again, it supposedly Link has amnesia, but Link doesn't talk, so you don't actually hear it from his mouth. True, there's nothing like super. Well, unless you're doing like the story specific with the Guardian Beasts and then the final boss, that's where you get your story. That's it. The rest of it, it's you going around the world trying to collect stuff, do side quests, get all the shrines, that kind of thing. I did spend 100 plus hours getting all the shrines. Yes, I will say the 100% ending is one of the worst jokes of a video game. It is really bad. It is about as bad as getting 100% on Final Fantasy X-2, because that ending cutscene was a joke as well. If you got the 100%. If you didn't, then it's not much of it, but it's still pretty bad. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is the one thing I just, oh gosh. That is the one collectible I did not bother getting in Breath of the Wild. I did not care for getting all those Korok seeds because I was like, no, I'll get enough to increase my inventory to what I want, and if I find it, great. If I don't, I'm not going to worry about it. Because that was just not necessary at all. Oh, me. Oh, man. That is something else, I'll tell you. Well, I think I'm going to call it for tonight because it's actually starting to get a little bit late for me. But I did enjoy playing the game completely, despite my issues here and there with either the game crashing or whatnot, or me trying to find which Skulltulas and heart pieces I had or didn't have. Oh gosh. I do love this game, but I don't. There's no words for how ridiculous this game can get, especially if you're doing 100%. As far as what I'm gonna do next, streaming wise, I'm not entirely sure. I might do Majora's Mask since it's not too long. But I am gonna try to do like a. Well, thank you, Javier. I'm looking at probably doing like somewhat of a spooky game because it's October, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work out like the way I want. So I'm not guaranteeing that it's gonna be a game that a series I'm gonna put up, but I'm gonna play through it a little bit and see if I like it. If I do, I'm gonna put it up. Silent Hill is a game I have never played. That wasn't the game I was thinking about. I will have to give this YouTuber credit for it because I would have never known about this game without it. Seeing him actually say something about it. It was a stream Vine Sauce Joel did of like a really silly, spooky game. And let me see if I can actually find the name of it. The game itself looked pretty cool, but I was wanting to see if I could actually... Ow, come on. Yeah, a cousin of mine actually introduced me to his stuff, and I actually really like the streams he does. Okay, here it is. It's the Gregory Horror Show. It seems like it's a silly game from from the video I saw that he did of it. It's really hilarious and somewhat spooky. So I might do that because I don't know if it's a long game or not. As far as Silent Hill goes, I'm not entirely sure. I will say I've watched someone play Silent Hill 2, but I have not seen anything about 1 or 3. But I do know about Pyramid Head and how ridiculous that guy is. But his Dracula stream, I don't know if I've seen that or not. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it, but I think that's going to be going on. For Majora's Mask, if I do start streaming it, looking at, I'm either going to have a video up on Monday or I'm going to stream Monday. I'm not sure. I've heard that about Silent Hill, and I will say the second one had some pretty good scares in it, and that's saying something for someone who actually doesn't get scared all that much. So, well, that'll be something. If I actually do play it, I'm not sure. We'll see. But anyway. So either a stream or a video going up on Monday. I'm not, and I'll see, because it might be a stream because I'm working throughout the weekend, but we'll see. All right, I will see you guys Monday, whether that be stream or a video. Oh me. Later.